What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you enjoy my review of Mortal Kombat 11. So, Mortal Kombat 11. This franchise makes me feel old. This franchise goes back to the 90s when I was still in school and grew up with this franchise, and here we are on the 11th one in 2019. And they're still going strong, making amazing games. Ed Boon and his team at NetherRealm have hit it out the park this time with 11. I thought 10 was good, but 11 really is something of a masterpiece. So without further ado, my thoughts on the game. First off, let's start with the story mode. Story mode has a new baddie. Her name is Chronica, and she can control time, and she's been there since the start of time, since the start of this franchise, but we've never seen her. She's always been in the background, and I think she plays a really good baddie. They give her substance, they give her a good reason to show up now, and she's basically out to stop Raiden, who she feels has been meddling in with the time and the rules of the worlds that they're from, and she's now decided to show her face and put a stop to Raiden and his pals. There's lots of old school characters back in this game, hence the time traveling timeline, and it's done really well, the story. Johnny Cage stands out for me from the story. He's absolutely hilarious. He brought a lot of comedy to the story mode. It's done so well. It looks fantastic. It's just like a movie. It really is. Games are getting to the point now where we're just playing movies, and yeah, it's got comedy. It's like a Marvel film or a DC film. It really is. It's made in that manner, and it's done really well. And the plot's really well done, and the ending is satisfying, and yeah, there's lots to enjoy in the story mode. Like the other story modes that they've had in the past with their other games from NetherRealm, you get to choose at some point between one or two fighters, and you get to play as the whole cast as you go through the story mode. And yeah, the story mode is very well done, very enjoyable, and as always, they do fantastic story modes. Then we have the Towers of Time. The Towers of Time are where you're going to be spending most of your time after you finish the story mode. This is where you collect all the coins and souls and hearts, which you use to then unlock things in the crypt, which we'll touch on later in the review. And you'll be spending most of your time going through the towers, which most of them are timed. Here is where you'll be spending a lot of time trying to get all the currency that you need to unlock things in the crypt. There's also another tower where it's your basic towers of survival, endless, etc. And then you also have the main storyline endings for each character, which is very cool as well, which they had in the last game. Then we have the crypt. Of course, the crypt is another place where you're going to spend a lot of time. There is countless and countless amounts of boxes, chests to open, and it consists of 3 ways of opening them. You've got normal coin, then you have the souls, the green souls, and then you have hearts. The coin opens basically all the chests, and then the souls you need to use to activate these statues that hold green souls themselves. And then of course then you have the hearts, which are harder to come by, and they're used to open up the Shao Kahn chests, which you can't miss. When you see them, you'll know they're the most significant looking chests in the crypt. Got a fantastic training mode, which all fighting games should have nowadays. They really should have an in-depth fighting training mode, which helps newbies and even pros alike to get back into the game or just to learn the game. And here it's done fantastically. They've got standard training, they've got advanced training, and they've even got individual training for each and every character in the cast. It's not in-depth, but it's just enough to get you a grip on each and every character, which I find fantastic. So love the training mode. Then of course we have customation, which was brought back by from Injustice 2, and that is also done very well. It's more streamlined, and that's for me much better, because there was too many things going on with the customization in Injustice 2. It was good, it was in depth, but a little too much for me. I liked it more streamlined like it is here in 11. And you can just simply change the mask, basically the face of your character, the mask, their weapon, and normally some other piece of item that they're wearing or clothing. Then of course you've got the skins, and there's plenty to unlock, which of course, like I said, all gets unlocked in the amazing crypt mode. The cast is one of the best casts in recent Mortal Kombat games for me, in my opinion. You got a mix of old and some of the fairly new from the last Mortal Kombat 10, and then some that have never even been seen before, like the Collector and Cetrion, and they're all really good. They all play a great part in the story as well, and they fit in perfectly in the Mortal Kombat universe. As for the sound, yeah, the sound's pretty good. I think the music is much better than Mortal Kombat 10, to be honest. It's more memorable here. The voice acting is absolutely stellar. Johnny Cage, for me, stands out. He was really funny, and really he delivered his lines very well with good comedic timing. Also, fatalities are back, of course. The fatalities and brutalities. There's a new edition now of mercies. I think they were in some previous games, but it's back again. And yeah, mercies work great. I think it works better in the online mode, because you know, you can mercy somebody and then they could just come back and kill you after you mercied them and make you look silly. But then of course on the flip side, you can then mercy them and then obviously finish them off with a fatality, and yeah, it's quite it works well for online. Of course, then you have brutalities. The brutalities, there's many of those as well. Each character has about maybe 4 or 5. They're gruesome as ever. And the fatalities, you just think, when you see the fatalities, you think, how did these guys come up with these ideas? How did they sit down and think these gruesome ideas from their minds? And they did, and they're better than ever and detailed more than ever. And I like the way they sort of freeze frame it at the end of the fatality. You just get to just admire the artwork, and the brutality is fantastic. So yeah, I mean, this is all staple stuff that you see in Mortal Kombat games, so you don't expect them to get that wrong. The only things I didn't like were, you know, the store items and the pricing. You know, this is a thing that is part of everyday life when it comes to gaming. And you know, it's here, but it's not intrusive, it's not in your face. You know, you don't need you can't buy something to get better. It's all just things for your characters, like skins and intros and outros and fatalities. You can buy those with your crystals, and you can buy it with cash as well, I guess, but there's nothing there really in your face, and it doesn't progress your game anywhere. Also, there is no stage fatalities, which is a shame. It doesn't matter. I mean, the first in number 10 they didn't have them, but eventually they patched them in, and they were quite fun to see as well. They might do that here as well. You never know. But really, there is nothing else I can fault the game. The towers were hard at first, but they patched that as well. So I mean, it's hard to fault the game here, really. So I'm gonna give this game a 9 out of 10. It's one of my favorite Mortal Kombats of them all, and I can't wait to see where they take the franchise next. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you liked the review, and I'll see you guys next time on Joe Cobra Gaming.